around 12 p.m. Thank you so much, everyone. Shall we start? My name is Nazira. I'm very delighted to be with you here today. Thank you so much, American Embassy, American Consuls, for having me here and organizing this event. Today's topic, we have already discussed a bit. Thank you so much for the food, the biz presentation from Surat and Karimov. Today we are going to discuss a little bit about that buzzword in today's world, AI. So AI is everywhere. I would like to introduce you to the overview of the later presentation. We'll start with the revolution, subfields, to applicable results, local improvements in AI, because for me, the improvements not only going internationally are important, but the improvements in our own country, own government, is something very crucial and something we have to take part in. Yeah. My name is Nadira, Tech Woman alumni of 2023, and AI lab at School 21, Uzbekistan. Raise your hand if you have heard about us. Very few people. Thank you. And also, I'm a representative of Perspectivy Foundation in Poland, representative of Uzbekistan. I hold my Bachelor of Science, just in case it's interesting to you, in Computer Science and Master of Science in Business Innovation. Recently, my humble work was recognized to be included as top 30 leaders of Uzbekistan in AI. So, before we get started about discussing AI, artificial intelligence, let's get back to the noun that says about intelligence. What do you understand when we talk about intelligence? It's something or the faculty of the mind that allows learning, understanding, reasoning, making decisions, and forming a particular idea of reality. So basically, artificial intelligence is something that we think of as a reality and give to the artificial intelligence as a food to produce a result for us. The misconception that in today's world we have is we usually compare ChatGPT or think of ChatGPT being AI, and then that's the AI field, the only AI field that we have. Is it actually the field, or is it a tool within AI? Within. Artificial intelligence has many subfields. Maybe that's not something interesting to you, but I thought maybe that would be something useful to know. The revolution of AI. Here you can see some fancy infographics of the revolution of AI, starting from recognizing text to audio, text to audio, text to video or image. But I would like to get back to the history. Here in this picture, you can see Professor John McCarthy playing against the computer. And that goes back to 1950s, 1960s. And then the Davos conference. In that conference, the revolution of AI, or something we call as investment to AI, has started. And Professor John McCarthy is a person whom we usually connect to the producer of the naming artificial intelligence. And then, like COVID was not enough to us, ChatGPT came out to the market in 2022. And there, GPT-3, right, we started with it, has changed, has transformed the way we complete our tasks. Why is that? I usually look at every trends in the way that whenever our lifestyles change, here is the thing that comes out and makes it a different way. What I mean by that? It's not secret to all of us that if we look to the statistics and research, that hours, right, the period of, or the longevity of hours during the day has shortened. It means, as a human, now we have shorter time to complete, to learn, and also keep balance in our personal lives. And here is what things like ChatGPT are helping for us to automate the tasks that we are doing. Is that okay? I would like to introduce you to several research that are made in this field. There is no field that AI has not touched by today, right? And maybe medicine is the most important field, or one of the most important fields that AI is contributing to. And here you can see the model of the protein by the startup AlphaFold. And this is something that we are stepping forward for early diagnosis tools. I'm personally interested in the intersection of healthcare and AI. Of course, AI is very important in every other fields as well.
Issue with the AI.
It's going down.
Maybe let's try moving out from the plane.
Okay. Do we have that show the case and opening the now?
Sure.
Yeah, from the board itself. Yeah.
Okay. No, it's working.
Oh.
So,
Should I start pressing? Where is the redirection? This way or this way? Okay, so any other fields that we know? And I'll have some questions to our previous speaker about genomics. Yes?
Historians.
What?
Historians.
Historians, like in history?
And yes. And yes. AI.
Yes. Education, probably. Is that more contributing to education, or is it ruining the education? How do you feel?
Contribution.
Like, what's your opinion about that?
Doing this once.
That's the intentions. And here, really quick, I know that there was a question from the audience. What are the tools that you could recommend to use in our daily tasks, right? It really depends. As long as we are from mixed communities and groups and fields, here are some top AI tools that I found for myself you can use. As a personal developer, you can use Codex or Claude Code. For AI chatbots, this is already being used by startups. If you know about AI Lab, they have an office in Tashkent. I know because they are our partners. Chatbots to automate the chatting experience. And also, one of the most useful things in AI is making very short notes from the meeting. Usually, we always had to have a person who would take notes and then share it, right? Rehearse it, format it. Now it's possible using the tool TLDB, and also there are other AI tools that you can choose. I also use Read AI. Can we take questions a little later, please? Thank you. And if you are from design, then for designs and illustrations, you can use one of these tools. And for GPT, if you use the enterprise version or the paid version of GPT, then you can switch on or include the connectors. You can connect it to your calendar, to your Outlook email, or one of these connectors, so that it would, for example, choose most important emails, make a priority of the emails that you have to answer one after another. And also, I really like Notion. Have you used Notion? Any of you using Notion? Great. So in Notion now, you know that like in every other tools, Notion AI has been enabled, and using one tool, you can control the tasks, make a priority, ask AI to analyze the data and make a structure of it. In an American startup that we are doing with my colleagues in the US, we use Notion for even keeping the cycles of the work that is done. It makes an analysis for us. Now, AI. What is AI? Think of AI as a superset. Superset of the tasks that is completed by the human intervention, right? Where human intelligence is used, and then artificial intelligence is the augmented intelligence of a person, of humankind. But it really depends on the data with which we feed our artificial intelligence. And then going deep to generative AI, which is a new concept. This is the subset of deep learning, and deep learning is a subset of machine learning. If we think of AI, then without these three guys, we cannot imagine it. Data, algorithms, and the computing power. The computing power, because to generate results for each prompt, GPT for example, it needs huge GPUs and TPUs, right? And what is ML? ML is about the study of the algorithms, while, okay, we'll go to the deep learning. Algorithms that can learn from data. So you have a set of data, a sample of data, where a model, the model is the combination, usually the combination of the algorithms, depending on the task that you want to complete. From my own experience, I can tell you that to diagnose the bacteria and to differentiate it from another one, the difference was between typhoid fever and malaria in Cameroon. The model had to differentiate between these two because two types of the tests were not doing the best job. So the urine test and the blood test, they were giving the fake results or not reliable results. So here, from microscopic images of the blood serum of a person. Now ML, depending on the data set that we have provided, where that data set was taken, from people who got those signs and symptoms. So here, pay attention, this is not the huge data, right? The data that is compromised of the case only. And then the model, where we included only algorithms for the case, would make predictions, which in the end would be confirmed or rejected by the clinician, a person. So here, ML is about classification. It's about using algorithms to classify. This is typhoid fever, this is malaria, or this is the cat, this is the dog, right? So here we are classifying. Have you seen this hot topic?
Yeah.
Like,
Hot dogs.
yeah, hot dogs or two hot dogs, right? Even as a person, it's hard to distinguish, don't you think so? And also, there was a very interesting image of research of ML where it classified a smiling person, a very fake smiling person, as a very happy person. If I do this, it doesn't mean I'm happy, right? It means I'm trying my best. But ML as a classifier may not distinguish it. And here, I want to cover this just because you might see on the way these buzzwords. In machine learning, we use three different aspects: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Let's start with reinforcement learning. In Uzbek, we say to a baby, "Tegme piyasa," right? If you touch hot teapot, then you'll get burned, right? So this is something that the model learns from actions, and depending on the, say, reward, 0 or 1, right? It will make decisions for the next actions. If I start walking this way as a robot and I can quit, it means the view like this means the door is open and I can quit, right? There is a way to continue my route. And for the supervised and unsupervised learning, what is that? Raise your hand if you're from art. Raise your hand if you're from STEM. Education. Now I have the understanding of audience. Now, without personally knowing you, I can label people sitting here, right? But that labeling was made on the way. That labeling was not present before I learned the data. So that's unsupervised learning. Whenever I know each of you personally, like some of you, right? This is labeled data. I know that this one is the 4, this is the smart TV, and etc., right? And this thing is within the group of technology, let's say, or the gadgets, right? So this is, you can distinguish between these two like a baby. when a baby is born, he or she will learn on the way, right? This is a window, it's getting dark, it's light, right? So this is unsupervised learning. Supervised learning is, as a mature person, I understand that it's 9 p.m., this is flower, that's a wall, and etc. I hope that was clear. Deep learning. Do you remember within artificial intelligence we had machine learning, and within that deep learning? Deep learning is the way that we mimic the neural networks of a person. The neural networks of a person. For example, if I say lemon, 99% everyone will think about that sour taste, right? This is how fast our neurons will direct us to the information. This is something ellipse, right? Yellow and sour. And in deep learning, however, we have several layers where algorithms will learn, data will learn on top of the data. For example, one layer is responsible for the shape, for distinguishing the shape. Another layer is responsible for another feature. And for that, we usually need huge amount of data. Gen AI, generative AI. If machine learning is for classification, we're saying, what is this for, right? If it answers this question. Generative AI is for producing results. This is the easiest way that we can understand it. And generative AI includes the applied fields, natural language processing, where we see in the examples of translators or distinguishing between fraud, right? Fraud information, spam, non-spam, positive text, the person who wrote the text is negative or unhappy, etc. Right? Image recognition. So all in short, this is something as a human we have our senses. We can see, we can talk, right? We can classify. Everything in AI we see is the biomimicry of a humankind. So if you need to classify images, you'll likely choose ML or deep learning, right? Machine learning or deep learning, cat or dog. If you need to generate a photorealistic image, generative AI is the right choice. I hope at this point we have more clear vision of artificial intelligence. So, or you can see in this way. We have discriminative models and generative models. In discriminative models, like in ML and deep learning, we say, is this spam or not? Classify it for me. I already have an information with which I can feed my model, and that model gives me a result. While in generative AI, I'm asking to produce, right, the data. We partially covered with previous presentation, but I would like to mention that prompts can be positive and negative. Does anyone know what negative prompt is about? We not only, like in our prompts, we not only have to mention what it should produce. Sometimes we ask generative AI like ChatGPT what it should not include. In the example of Fusion Brain, sorry, that's Russian product. Here you can see the prompt and the negative prompt. In negative prompt, you mention what that image should not include. And I would really like to do this demonstration for you, but maybe you can take a photo or we can share the presentation with you and you can take the steps. And from prompt engineering, I would like to divide it into 6 very important steps. That's about giving a task, always giving as a verb, right? Do this, generate image, complete the task. And the second one is the context. What is the topic that you want to cover there? Plan a visit? Okay, plan a visit. Exemplar. That visit planned is for 2 people who have already been in Charvak. Means probably that ChatGPT has not, should not necessarily cover Charvak option because that has already been covered, right? Until we say it may not know. And the false persona. I really love this part. If, in case, for this 4th step, once you complete those 3, please try saying, please ask ChatGPT, now provide the tour plan as a Cinderella or a Batman, and see the results. And then the format. If you wanted the information be in the presentation format or the research format or in bullet points, you have to mention it. And the tone. If you want Cinderella sound like a Batman, you can try it here. AI is not just a technological leap, but it's the thing, it's the way how we will continue our lives. And this is not something threatening if we deeply understand it. This is something that we have to learn. And will it take the jobs? It will produce new jobs. And those jobs of people can be taken just in case they will not be in the revolution of AI. Like learning prompt engineering. We always say prompt engineering, but that one sounds something very loud and useless, but it's not. Okay, some interesting facts. Just recently, a woman won the lottery of worth $150,000 just because GPT could guess the numbers. And I guess you have heard about this guy trying to open macro hard to as a concept, not like something reverse to Microsoft, because Microsoft is micro and the company is building totally on top of AI software is macro. And then I would like to mention that do not please always rely on GPT, or do not directly give your tasks to GPT. Take your time to think, because as a person we have to keep the skill of critical thinking. AI investment, really quick information, you can take a photo of this. And thank you so much.
Thank you
Do we
very
have time for questions?
One question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I really doubt ChatGPT or like generally AI's logical reasoning and critical thinking skills. For example, like 2 or 3 years ago, I was a computer programming. They couldn't do like basic stuff.
Competitive programming.
Yeah. So can like AI eventually or right now do let's say high-level algorithms like dynamic programming and stuff?
So how AI entered our lives? There was a need, right? Whenever there is a need, there is a revolution. So what I can expect as a person, like my personal opinion, yes, it should be at a certain level, but we cannot guarantee the level, the perfection level of the results, but we'll get there because there is a need.
I have one follow-up. Yeah.
Sure.
So I was doing like using Claude AI. I do some websites and stuff. But when I asked one person who is like a developer, he said AI is not good and he cannot replace developers because the clean code isn't really good. I mean, like it's really hard to edit the code AI has written, and if the developer writes the code from scratch, it will be easy.
What if you feed the AI agent, because we not only have to use, right, like have to use the models that we have, now we can create our own models. In the startup that I mentioned, we created our own AI agents, and there we already mentioned what the design is about. Whenever we give a prompt to design, it uses the steps, right? What if, in the case you feed the model with the clean code, right? And then it learns it. Now you can provide clean code, right? Because it knows how it looks like from your perspective.
Thank you.
Thank you very